Grace and peace, grace and peace. Grand Rising. Whoa, this is an impromptu midweek check-in session. So let's carry on. Today is the 27th. Yes. Today is the 27th. Yeah. So the reason why I'm coming on today, guys, first and foremost, I want to salute everybody. I have some new subscribers. So peace to everybody that subscribes to the channel. Thank you. Those who have been waiting a long time, a couple of months, some months. While he's in the building, I know. Salute. Like, what's going on over here? I see you. It's an impromptu, Wally. I'm sorry I didn't notify anybody. It's something spiritually led me to come on and just talk about a few things that, we need to recap because we're coming into the fall equinox. And that brings on a whole new meaning as well in regards to this year. Some of our family members, as you know, have transitioned between Lotus and myself specifically. So, this is for whoever needs to hear this message and just get a clarity of what's going on, a consensus, if you will, of what's going on right now. They're doing a scare tactic again to tell us, that thing is coming back and we need to, stay protected. But in regards to getting protected, we got to take certain things, right? So, whatever. But yeah, so the people who are interested in getting private readings now, after October 10th, you can book a private session with me. All you have to do is just go into my link and you will be able to go into the website from there and you can book an appointment with me for personal readings. I did add on a new feature. Minnie's in the building. Salute. I added a new feature, which is going to be talking about what the angels or your angel guides, your life purpose, and what your angels want you to know. I had a feature there before that was your past life, ancestral message. But, I'm as I learn and I'm going through the motions of my journey, just figuring out what works for myself and what works for others, what's well received, what's not. So this is going to be another feature. There's going to be the romance is still there and just a general, if you want to know anything and everything, what's going on in your life, you can book a personal reading there on the website. If you just want to get just a one card oracle reading, kind of just, test your, tap your foot into the water, you can do that. And there's the availability there. Also, I posted on my Instagram and I didn't get a chance to do it on YouTube. But guys, through all my sadness and confusion and grief of losing my father very suddenly and unexpectedly, I created my own bereavement deck. And in that, there are affirmations that you can read. These will be up for purchase on my website. I just need to kind of get things balanced there. I saw it since too long. I'm looking for. Oh, Wally, hit me behind the scenes. I talk to you. But I have to put that out there. I got to put them out there that people who are interested in getting readings, definitely, October. I got to go by the numbers, guys. I work with numbers. 1010. That's another portal. You know what I mean? So anyway, this deck is in. It's the initials are my grandmother, even though it says shaking my head. That is her initials. And this is a mourning dove. And I looked around and I'm like, there's not any like grief decks out there. There are angel decks. There are, love decks and stuff like that. And I was like, why isn't there any messages out there? Like, well, yes, I know I am going to get grief counseling because I seriously am going through it, y'all. But and the foxy moon that, is there for other people. It's like, I need to be a foxy moon. I need to find a foxy moon. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the cards have different affirmations on here. It says practice self-care, however that looks like. And this is not only just for grief, guys. I mean, for a bereavement like death. This deck is good for anybody who's going through any type of loss, Okay, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a separation from family, whether it's a death, a physical death. This could be a spiritual death that you're going through. This could be an emotional death that you're going through. This could be anything that has to deal with something that ends and there's a new beginning to come up on the horizon. So I don't want to specifically make it a grief bereavement deck, but yeah, this is geared towards the people who have lost a loved one and are out here kind of lost and looking for answers, looking to hear from their loved ones. So I have little affirmations here that just say a few things. Some are a little longer, some are a little lengthier. It's 20 cards in the deck. It's not a big deck like usually most tarot cards are. And so I was just trying to find my own therapy instead of looking for it, but I'm still going to have some counseling now. I'm not going to even hold you. All right. In your dreams is where your loved ones appear, which is a form of visitation. Rejoice in knowing that, and that's, and that these were everything that I wrote is coming from the experience that I've had in the past 4 years between my grandmother and my father, who are actually my soul core pillars. And the fact that, to lose them. Well, one was, okay, grandma, she was up there, but my dad, that was quick, man. And so, I'm in a tailspin still. I'm not all there. I'm trying to mull through it. Life goes on, as they say, but, I'm human at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I will let people know when they can purchase this, because this was kind of like my rough draft. So I'm going to see if I need to toil around with it a little bit more. And if not, I will put it up there and people can purchase their own. This has nothing to do with tarot, like in that respect. Like, you don't know, this is the 5 of clubs and the pentacles. This is not that type of deck. This is really just, you need to hear an answer or you need to get some kind of guidance. You pull one of these cards. You can shuffle them like you're playing cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious, but it is for people who are going through a grief. It could be a death, but a grief in their life that they need to just, have more self-care, self-preservation. Some deaths are a little more, some people take deaths a little more harder than others, and you just won't know until, you go through it. But, hopefully this deck can help someone or helps some people, feel a little at ease or have a little, you know what I'm trying to say, right? And then also why I came on was because some people may not know her, but Sister Isis Wisdom was on yesterday, and her title was Honor Thy Contracts. And it's crazy how spirit moves, or Yah, or Yeshua, whoever you want to call, the universe, the Most High Source. And it's crazy because I had to go to see my my little brother, who we share our dad with, and he actually has my dad's remains, his ashes. So it's kind of like I still have, when I was climbing up the stairs, I was like having palpitations because I'm like, I know my dad is there, right? I'm wearing his jacket. I got his watch on. Like I'm in, the weather was just like it was when he passed away. So I'm, embodying all this supernatural energy, right? And then I was explaining, we were talking about, the circumstances of how my dad passed away, and what I was doing to help my dad on a spiritual aspect, because he was saying, pretty much right before he transitioned, he's like, I need you to come back over here and bless the house. Things are going on here. And I'm trying to explain to him, like, you're like surrounded by death, and nobody really wants to hear that. And he kind of knew it, but we were dealing with this from December of 2022. And literally it just shifted over. And so when we hit the new year, the calendar year, the fiscal year of 2023, which breaks down to a number 7, and I kept saying, and I had mentioned this a couple of times on the live, that we're going to salute to everybody that's coming through. I'm sorry if I'm not paying attention to you. I'm just kind of like flowing at the moment. I swear you vaporize out of nowhere and then vanish. I'm sorry, my love. It's just, listen, But anywho, yeah, so I had said that, this year is going to be an auspicious year. It's that 7 year. It's the highly spiritual year. And I was like, it's judgment time. I said that. I spoke it in fruition or tuition or whatever you want to call it. It got spoken out. And, I had said that the chopping block is coming up for some people. And lo and behold, I'm listening to this sister this morning. And she said the same thing I'm thinking about yesterday, that no matter the spiritual protection that I try to put around my dad, getting him blessed bracelets, blessing the house, blessing him. She said, when your spirit has a contract with God and the angels, someone else can't intercede in that. And that shit buckled me down. That's why I was like, I gotta come on live because somebody also needs to hear this. Also, I got an intuitive song. It's a love song, but I was in my feelings yesterday. I miss my father. That's my love. And it's by Drew Hill. And I forgot the name of the song. But I'll never make a promise that I can't keep. So this is specifically for somebody. Maybe it's for me, but listen to the words. It is a love song. So like I said, you could be missing somebody. There could be an ending in a relationship, a divorce. There could be a separation going on, right? So that song just hit me like out of nowhere. It was like, I'll never make a promise that I can't keep. And, I did that. I tried to do that for my dad. And he was like, I need you to come back over here because, things are going on. I need you to come clean the house again. And I'm just like, I don't know if, I'm not that powerful. Okay. And his name, he's in his his government name, he has Michael Angel is his name. So I'm like, yo, your angels are powerful than me. God is more powerful than me. And if there's some contracts that needed to be signed, sealed, and delivered, I have to step back. And so when this sister was talking about that contract, but she's also talking about the other stuff that's coming through the pipeline, what we're talking about, that good old smack in the arm rule that they gave us back in 2020. And, I have some issues with that because I'm correlating the timelines and stuff like that would happen, with my dad. So it's just also coincidental, but then there's nothing by coincidence, right? When we're talking in the spiritual world. So this is just a check-in to see, where your mind is at, check in with your spirit, talk to your angel guides, talk to your spirit guides, talk to God, Yah, all of them at this point, because the autumn represents the ending of a cycle. It's a dying cycle. There's no coincidence why Scorpio is in that autumn type of energy, right? Because that Scorpionic energy has to deal with the death of something for a rebirth to happen. If you ever see how a Scorpio, they dig into the hole, they kind of like fester into the ground, and then they come back up and they have it's their metamorphosis, right? So we're going through this time period, and there's more, for me, I'm hearing more like just more deaths. And it is a cycle. It happens, right? But at the same time, it's like something's being, I don't know, something's being pushed spiritually, that it's like, boop, the button comes on and then things go into a snap, right? And I'm going to try to choose and pick my words carefully because, they're still censoring people. They're still scrubbing people off of the system there. And, just be mindful about what it is. But all I'm saying is that we need to just have this moment of check-in, of clarity. Maybach's in the building. Salute. Yeah. I know all about Libra season. Relax. You gotta relax. I know Libras come first. Matter of fact, It's Libra season right now. Okay. All right. The scales are being balanced. So there's no coincidence that, again, even Libras, right? The balance of balance of the heart, right? Versus the feather. Where you have to do an accountability for yourself. You got to check in with yourself, because the year is almost ending, and it's only going to I don't want to put the forecast of doom and gloom, but we've seen what certain things have played out in the spiritual aspect of stuff, right? And whenever I go on a Mindful Monday, I try to correlate what I'm talking about in tie it with something spiritually speaking. Because for me, it's all intertwined. There's a reason for that stuff. It's not just science. You can't have science without spirit. That's what church and state. You can't have one without the other. They coexist together, and we should not be fooled by that. Don't let anybody mislead you thinking, oh, religion is separate. No. Not when certain powers that shouldn't be in the principalities of spirituality and physical. These people work tangible, side by side with spirit, with science and religion, church and state. Okay. So when we have those scales like the Libra, we're also being judged. We're still in this judgment year. We're still in 2023. You got what? 3 more months left of the fiscal calendar year, the Gregorian calendar, however you want to look at it. I'm not into the whole Ethiopian Mayan calendar, Vedic. I'm not there, guys. I'm sorry. I don't go that deep. I am pretty much where I'm at. Is what I operate on. Because this is where we're at here in America. As long as you're on this side of things, you're operating on that calendar. You're operating on that Gregorian calendar, the fiscal year, which is June to December, and then January to June, and then September to December, something like that. When school season starts for some children, I know specifically in New York City or New York State, the children go back to school in September. I know down south and other parts of the country, some children go back in August. All right. But for the most part, I'm operating on that calendar. All right. So we still have about 3 more months of this judgment spiritual year to do what it needs to do. And again, like I said, with this sister that I was watching, Sister Isis, she just made it. I haven't even finished watching all of what she was talking about, because she is going into that whole, the Jabberwocky, and she's talking about that, and that's a contract, right? Because unbeknownst to some of us, they now, and I was just watching a news excerpt in our city. Mayor Adams is they're still working out the kinks for city workers and teachers of the New York public school system to come back to work. And these are the ones that didn't sign the contract and take the Jabberwocky. So now when they thought they can come back to work in September, oh no. But they got immigrants, whatever you want to call them, piled up downtown. And, listen, it's not their fault. They're a pawn in the game. So we can't even sit here and be like, oh, but the immigrants is getting... Listen, they're a pawn in the game as well, just like you, just like I. Right? So guess what? These people, when I say these, the immigrants that are here, the migrants, they will take on the added positions that may not require a degree per se, and fill those positions in. So it's an ugly, and labor, right? Because we were talking about this as well, that we're going through a labor pain Mama Universe is doing stuff that is, I mean, listen, yeah, for men or women, you know what it's like for a woman who's been scorned, who's felt abused, used, and neglected. Well, that's what Mama Earth is all about. Mama Earth, Mama Universe. So yeah, contracts. If you subscribe to being reincarnated, that's a contract that you come back into this plane, and you're supposed to fulfill out what you didn't get to do in your past life. And when this sister said that you can't really intercede when somebody's past life or their contract is designed and set up for, you could do but so much, and you have to ask permission. And even if you're a vessel where you can commune with ancestors and angels and things of that nature, whatever that person signed up for, whatever they got going on, there's something that needs to be done in their timeline, in their contract, i.e. my dad. And my dad is mega intuitive. I mean, he's a Pisces, was a Pisces. So he's super, super intuitive. All right. That he can see things himself. That's why he was telling me, come over here. And I'm like, Dad, listen. You'll be all right. But he needed that. And I did the best that I could. But again, I don't know what he was, what his contract was looking like. But we knew death was really around the corner. We knew this. We didn't know it'd be that quick, but we knew it. He wasn't a sickly man. So there was, there goes that. So the only thing that I can chalk it up to is something else. And I don't want to go in the conspiracy bag of things. And I have no tangible proof. But in your heart of hearts, when you know certain things, then you know it. So yeah, we need to be doing some check-ins with ourselves, some accountability with ourselves now. We're in Libra season, as Brother Maybach points out to us. We cannot forget him. And know that the scales are being weighed right now. Is your heart in this? Can you handle this? New Edition, go look up that song. Can you stand the rain? That's what I'm saying. Like these love songs, like maybe because I'm a love. My dad, like I saw love in my eyes. I saw the way he loved my mother, and my mother loved him. They got to speak a week before he transitioned. And they still said, I love you. I love you. You know, I love you. Yes. I know. I love you too. That was the love of his life. I was the love of his life. So yeah, certain songs was catching me yesterday out there in the streets. And I'm freaking crying. Because I witnessed pure love. Not infatuation, although he had some infatuations for my mom. But I don't blame him. But I witnessed the love of taking on somebody else's child at a very young age, not knowing anything about how to take care of a child when he was just a child himself, to being there for me as a teenage mom that he could have been like, he did stop talking to me, but he realized like, I can't walk away from my baby. And out of all the children, and again, like I said, at his party, was no slight on the grandchildren, but my firstborn, that's who every time I get on the phone with him. What's she doing? How's she doing? What's going on? So when I tell you, if I leave this earth today or tomorrow, I know what love is. That's another song. I want to know what love is. I know what love is, and I know what unconditional love is. I don't need someone to make it for me and try to no. I know what unconditional love is, and I know what a love from a man, a 10 toes down man. Spiritually speaking, figuratively speaking, physically speaking, I know what that is. And so we got to reach back into that. Not every one of us had that type of environment growing up. And I feel sorry for those, because you can see the damage. You can see these damaged adults out here doing things that is unsavory. You could see who didn't have that love in their life. And yeah, sure, my relationships are not the greatest, but I still know that there was a man there that took on somebody else's responsibility and stayed through the storm. You feel me? Stayed through the storm. I don't know about y'all, but that's a big man right there. And he was only but 5'5". He was a little bit. 5'5" or 5'6", Dad, because you try to throw in an extra inch. What I'm saying was, he wasn't a 6 foot tall, brawly man that you still didn't mess with him. Cause little man got that might too. He used to cut a few dudes down in size. Okay. So that wasn't the issue. But to know that, and to know a person that had that type of grit, whether it was a grandmother or a best friend, a lover, a sibling, and that one person that just unconditionally loves you through thick and thin, don't matter how sideways you go, they're still in your corner. That's love, guys. Some of us are out here really looking for that other person to fill those shoes, and it's hard, but it's like, no, you only get that. I'm sorry. If you get multiple in a lifetime, you are truly blessed. Ashe, amen. You are truly blessed. But if you get one in your lifetime, consider that beautiful, lucky, and a blessing. Consider Big Cat, salutations. What the hell am I listening to? I'm listening to Archangel Metatron. Listen here, Big Cat. Don't start your shit. Go listen to some Busaba. But Big Dog Philly's in the building. Salute, peace. Ashe, amen. The Mitch Gander's in the building. Salute, guys. Salute. I know it's an impromptu. It was more like a spirit-led, like, get up here and talk about some things, because we are in the spring. We are in the fall equinox. And that's equated to the leaves falling, depending on where you're at, because you could be in a place where it's sunny all the time. Wink, Big Cat. But here in New York City, the leaves are falling. It's about to be cuffing season, right? Nah, I'm good with all that. But no, it's a season of death, right? And as I talked about just a little while ago, it's no coincidence that Scorpio is equated with the fall. Maybach has to remind us that it's also Libra season. So there's a lot of spiritual things still amongst us. We're not completely out of this year yet. And as I said back in January, this is a highly spiritual year. It's a judgment year. What are the scales? What are the Libra? What's the sign of the Libra? It's usually the scales with the Lady Justice. man, it's wild. And sometimes I gotta shut up because things come into fruition. I'm like, gosh, damn it, I shouldn't have said it. When they say the word is powerful as a sword, you better take heed to what you say. Be careful what you say. Be mindful about what you say. Think before you speak, because your words can cut. Even if you didn't mean it to come off that way. I'm more and more in my head about what's the right thing to say. There may not be a right thing to say. Some things just need to be said. But when I'm teaching, especially my younger child who's still in school and has to deal with all the pressures of, being in school and being a teenager and being in New York City, right? But just a child having to deal with all these outside entities. Home is their comfort, at least for some, right? And so, she tells me about things that are going on in school. And so I'm trying to help her to be mindful. And I'm, she's like, oh, Foxy Moon, what are you going to give me? The 10 of Pentacles? I swear, this little kid, Pisces. She's like, Mom, listen, I don't need the 10 of Pentacles right now. And I'm like, whatever. But she listens. And then when she starts telling me about what's going on, I'll hear me in her. So, our children are very sensitive to what we say and what we do. Because, I can talk to her, but my actions have to speak louder than words. You can't be a teacher and then all you're doing is just teaching. You got to put in some time as well. You got to put in some work so that they see. They're visual learners as well. They see that my parent is the teacher, the guardian, the guider, right? Then parents, we have to do our due diligence. Some of us are coming from an era of, children should be seen and not heard, right? I'm a late Gen X baby. So I'm coming from that era of, you greet your elders and then you leave the room. You don't hang around with the parents. You don't hang around the elders. Now our kids are around, kids blowing trees and the little ones are around them. Listen, even when my parents was in that heyday, Studio 54, they still kept stuff discreet. Every once in a while, when I got a little too nosy, and it was like, oh, really? Okay, here you go. Because you're being nosy. But for the most part, we have to do our due diligence as parents. So the Lotus is here. Oh, yay, my Lotus. Big hugs, big hugs. I love you. It's an impromptu, guys, and I'm sorry I didn't really like I said, I didn't put out the sound alert. It was more spiritually look, I don't got no earrings on, I don't got no lips like that. It's a real impromptu meeting of the minds, meeting of the souls, meeting of the virtual bodies, because like I said, we're still in that time frame. We're still in this 7 year. And I come to bear witness that next year is going to be 2025, but it's going to be the year, if you into Chinese zodiac, the year of the dragon. I think this year is the year of the rabbit, Lotus, or the tiger. I can't remember. I think it's the rabbit. And I'm like, finally, I've arrived. The year of the dragon. Like, listen, I said I need a little luck on my side, just a little. Please and thank you, because like I said, judgment. Who would have known? So that was January. My father transitions in April. His birthday was in February. Like he got a little cake with me and the grandkids, and that was it. A month later, he's gone. Like, what just happened? I spoke to you 12 hours ago. We're having a hate love fest, an argument, then we're cracking jokes on each other, and then you're gone. I can't really wrap my head around that yet. It's only 5 months. Eventually it will subside, and that shock and denial, not want to pick up the phone and call and be like, oh, all right, did you eat yet? I'm coming over tomorrow. That kind of thing. Like, once you get out of the robotic of it, then you can kind of grieve and heal a little bit better. But when it's still fresh, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know what a person's going through. That's why I'm like, it's not to tread lightly, but be mindful about how you talk to people, because you don't know what walk of life they've come to, and they are the way that they are. And you say something that's a trigger. Man, listen, I don't want to be in the crosshairs of none of that. I'm always good day, hello, good morning, good grand rising to people I see in the street. A smile. Let me help you open the door. If it's an elderly person, I'm helping their bags. Like, we got to go back to the olden days. We're losing sight of just etiquette, and you don't know these people have been harboring and bearing all this heavy weight on them. And just a simple gesture, a simple sign, paying it forward. Somebody order coffee or whatever, paying for that. Or going grocery shopping for your neighbors, or picking up a little something, because you don't know what people are going through. And right now, after they did that lockdown, the pandemic, and the Jabberwockington that's being executed, and they lighten the switch on that, you don't know what people are going through. So yeah, tread lightly. Be mindful about how you're talking to people. You might be going through something, and then but you gotta be the bigger person. Be like, you know what? Let me take a step back, because I don't know what's going on with this person. We subscribe to watching a lot of world star type behavior, a lot of derogatory, violent type behavior now more than ever. And it's on social media, so everybody has a camera and a phone. It gets downloaded in seconds, so you can see what goes on. And the youth is getting all screwed up. The elders are screwed up. We're hating on each other. We're still talking about the race wars. What race? When these other people, the powers that shouldn't be, are doing circles, they spinning the block. And you worried about the minute little things? No, Libra season, we need to be doing that. I have your attention. Oh, yeah, it is the rabbit. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Look at that. Some sharp cookies in here with the Chinese zodiac. I went, it is the rabbit. That's right. Because I have the stamps. And I went into the post office, side note. Went into the post office, this was some months back. And maybe it was before my dad transitioned. But anyway, it happened to be a Korean woman who was a post office worker at the desk, where you get the stamps at. So I didn't like any of the stamps that were there. And I was like, oh, that's cute, rabbit, because that's one of my nicknames my mom gave me. So I was like, I'll take the stamps. And I said, to her, I said, I'm the year of the dragon. She was like, I never get to see anybody that's the year of the dragon. She was like, that's a very lucky year. And I was just like, the bells were going off in my ears, like, yeah. Then I come to find out that it's next year. I'm like, man, listen, what's the Chinese? When's the New Year's? In February? Okay, I'm gonna have my little dinner set up and stuff. Put the dragon altar and what? Listen, I'm subscribing to all that. Like, listen, I need all the luck. I need all the luck. Because I still got to go through paperwork for my dad, and that's a fiasco within itself. Man, listen. Anywho, Yeah, check on your strong friends and family members because you don't know what they're doing. That's right. Okay, Elm is in the building. Salute, salute. Yeah. They're hiding a smile to make you not feel bad about their situation. These people are crying in silence and in solitude. I know. I'm one of the strong friends. And yes, I do have a good support team. But you know, when you are the person that has to be the one to do a lot more and be a doer in certain situations when it comes to family affairs, it's almost like you don't have a moment to sit for yourself. And now when you do, that's when it all comes crashing down. So it's okay. It's okay. Again, you know, I will be putting out this deck. It is a bereavement deck because I got all this kind of cat hair or some kind of hair. Excuse me. That I created during this intermission of my dad's transition. And I said, I've never seen anybody have a bereavement deck. That's really just affirmations, just checking in on yourself. Knowing that sometimes you might see things might fall off. Crazy stuff happens when people pass over. Trust me. All right. You know, practice doing breath work and meditation. Meditation as it eases the mind, body, and soul. So you don't have to be a tarot reader to have these cards. This is something that is almost like a journal book for people who are going through. Thank you, my Lotus. Listen. It was just I had to internalize my grief and transform it into a birth. And the deck is dedicated to my grandmother who transitioned 4 years ago. Actually, in November, will come up on her 5th anniversary. And, you know, that was old age, so that's natural. But she and my dad, I'm two of my aces. Like now, and now I don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, thank goodness that she's still around. And I went to go see her in September for her birthday, one of her big birthdays, her 70th birthday. But my mom and I have that dynamic where it's like she's the strong one and I know she got it. And she'll check in. But grandma and dad were still like, that's my little girl. Like, we gotta make sure you're all right. And now they're both, I'm like, ah. So yeah, before anything goes any more slipperier in that direction, you know, I had to challenge some things. You know, grief counseling, working on that. I'm trying to do all that stuff, guys. Like, Foxy is in that man down. Like, you need help. So eventually this will go up on my website and you can get, you know, purchase your own deck, and just have, you know, something to kind of help you. It is geared towards people who has lost a loved one, but there's things in here that you can do with self preservation when you have lost anything. It could be a home, family member, could be a job, because grief comes in different ways and forms. Could be, you know, things that happen to your body, you're sick, whatever the case may be. But you know, I had to turn that sadness into joy. And so I created this deck. There's only 20 cards in there. It's not that crazy that you gotta like, oh my God, there's so many cards. No. It's very simple. So right now it's just in its, you know, I just got the cards back, and that was my announcement that I was letting you guys know and interluding with you that, you know, I'm going to be coming up with something soon and you guys will be able to see it and purchase it. So yeah, super, super excited about that. I'm happy. Yeah, I miss feeling precious, right? Like it's I talked about this maybe about 20 minutes ago about just having that unconditional love from somebody, that even if you are a douchebag, that person still is by your side. Do you know what that's like, to feel still loved in all the craziness that you do and you put someone through, or a family member that you put through? um it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So judgment season, guys, we're still in judgment season. We're still in the trials and the eras of some things. Like I said, I was watching this sister Isis Wisdom, who's had a title that says, honor thy contracts. We're in contracts. Whatever you signed up for, unbeknownst to you, or you knew willingly and you participated in that, we have to fulfill out these things. And hopefully, I want to be the optimistic one, but I'm like, this is like weird times, man. Weird times. And we are definitely in a spiritual warfare. So you definitely have to be guarded up with stuff. Amethyst, tourmaline. If you're not into that, check them out. We spoke about crystals. I've done crystals and chakras and things of that nature maybe about a year ago or so. I might go back into starting from scratch and bringing out the chakras, and we'll talk about those as well. But that's how I started my journey in this spiritual thing called life, is working through my chakras, because they all play a part in your body, in your auric field. You can propel some things away from you, but again, if you have some divine entities, it doesn't. These are just tools, guys. These are just tools, right? Just like you having a weapon. This is another form of it. It's a tool. It's your intent, what you put behind it, right? So if I'm using a crystal that's my weapon, my intention is to protect myself. My intention is to have love within myself. So therefore, I'm asking if whatever properties these crystals possess, then I'm using that energy within me. I carry them on my persons, right? We're going to be talking that legalese talk too. It's not like we're going to all talk because it's all intertwined. It's all intertwined. The spiritual and the physical, these contracts in the supernatural and the physical, they're all tied in. Church and state, religion and science, all tied in. It's all one. That's a trinity or a cross, if you want to look at it that way. Cardinal signs, right? So, just doing some self-reflection. Again, that song keeps buzzing in my ear by Drew Hill. I'll never make a promise that I can't keep. Somebody needs to hear that song. This could be a love song that, there is a breakup. For me, it just hit me. So maybe I need to go listen to those words. I like that song. But that's a real like romantic breakup, song. Somebody might be going through that right now. Listen to the words. I get those kind of things. It just hit me again. So somebody needs to listen to that song by Drew Hill. It was like in the 2000s, early 2000s, that song came out. What else? So that's it, really, guys. I just wanted to just kind of come in really quickly. Didn't want to make it a long, drawn out thing here. But just a quick message about me, checking in with yourself. Know that we're counting the days down to the end of the fiscal year, the calendar year. I know they were talking about that the FEMA is supposed to be doing a broadcast on October 4th. More scare tactics to get people already in fear, riled up again, right? They do these things to keep us on our toes. So now you're worried about that. Now you're worried about this. And it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes you just got to let shit be. There's nothing you could do. if your phone buzzes and your computer buzzes, if the TV buzzes, just be mindful that it's only for a few seconds, or turn it off. You don't need to listen to it. You know what's going on. We're intelligent people. We know that there's some fear tactics out here. And that's what they've been doing since. I mean, we can even go back to the 1960s. Remember, they were doing those alerts in the schools. Air raids and bombs and things of that nature. It's all, it's all things to get you riled up. And if you check in with yourself and you're feeling a little antsy, you're feeling a little stressed or feeling a little tense, stop watching or stop listening to what it is that you're listening to. Big Cat was like, what are you listening to? I'm listening to Archangel Metatron, Hertz 1111. I'm on that high level frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to YouTube and punch in, for megahertz. Love frequency, protection frequency, tapping in with your angel guys, tapping in with God. That starts to worry you. Do some breath work. Sit with yourself. What's really bothering you? Because the outside world, honestly, there's nothing that we can really do to control it. I mean, as much as there are certain things that you can do within your network, your core group of people, but there's not much you can do. When I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. Like, I can't save everybody. It may not be meant for me to save that person or people. Why? Because they may have a contract and I'm superseding that. I'm in the way. Now something, no. You know what? Okay. You have to look at it like that. What is this person? If this person keeps doing the things that they're doing, there's something that's been made between them and their maker, their creator, or their guides, their ancestors. So sometimes you just have to fall back and let people be. Let them bump their heads a couple of times. If they don't get it, okay. You know where to position yourself in that person's life. And I know the nurturer in us wants to help and save people, but it's like, you could do but so much. You're battling a beast that's way bigger than you, and there's many heads to that beast. You chop one off, something's growing. Biblically speaking, if you subscribe to the Bible. But we can't go out here and battle that thing, those things, those entities. But we need to garner ourselves and protect our persons, right? You're the sovereign, yourself. You govern yourself, no? You still have an outside contract, but you got a contract within yourself. You still sovereign your own person. You still can tell yourself, yes, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. Right? Those are the decisions that you make. So you still have a right over your body. You have a right over what you say and feel and do. So as long as you operate in that realm, you just keep it pushing. And you push through the nonsense or whatever else is going on that's being created on the outside. And we can't help but to hear certain things and see certain things and questions, and you're like, I don't know. I don't like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because today or tomorrow, you gone, what then? Are you creating something for the legacy behind you? Like, that's what we're working on, right? Some of us are a little too old to be worrying about, we got, No. You got youngins out here that need the guidance and the toolage. How are they going to be looking to the elders and they're like, oh, these people are lost. their sheeps to the slaughter, da 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 da. I mean, there's gotta be some ways. Social media is a forum, it helps. You can get on these ciphers and talk to people, and sometimes they get a little bit much though, and you got to fall back because people get too caught up in the matrix, and it's like, you know what, let me neo out of here, let me disconnect for a second, let me go watch something that takes my mind completely off what is going on, because I will lose myself. And then how can I be sovereign? How can I take care of myself if I'm losing it with hearing all this other stuff going on and dealing with my own personal issues? Taking care of a family, like, nah, like, let's choose and pick what we're going to be getting ourselves into. And I think we need to be on some high vibrational shit. That's really raise the frequency. Like, it's great to talk about, entertainment, right? The government stuff. What else is out there that's a distraction? Whatever else is a distraction out there, it's good to be in it, right? But not be of it. Yeshua, right? If you're in your biblical Bibles, right? To be in, but not of it. Or be of the world, not in it. Either way, you got to know how to decipher the two and work it out that way. Be an alchemist in that respect. Because it's going to bog you down. You're going to get fretful. You're going to start, scaring other people. They may be operating on another level. Like, nah, we got to raise this frequency. And I know every day is not rainbows and sunshine. I know that. But if you make a difference, okay, tomorrow you're not feeling right. You got somebody else who's high vibrational and bringing that love and light to you. Now you're plugged back into that frequency. The human operates on a love frequency. And that's nature's frequency. Some of us really need to go out in nature. Whether it's in the water or going to the mountains or to the grass. Like connecting. Connecting. Exactly, Big Cat. He's so stupid. Shut up. Talk about sounds like the truck brakes. No, it's the chimes. Yes, there is. That's what they're saying. So fortify yourselves. Get you your herbs, your natural ingredients and things of that nature. I'm not going to talk about that here. We do talk about these things, right? But we're going to stick to the basics of health, wealth, and, drink your water, get your fruits and vegetables in, but find alternatives because you need to build your body from inside. Some of us were scared into having to do something unthinkable for the sake of providing for their families. So now we got to find out, how do we help them detox from whatever no weapon shall prosper form against me, that we got to help them remove. So you go online, you find your holistic people and things of that nature. Sea moss is one good thing. But with this specific thing that's going on, that's been imposed on us, right? It has traces of heavy metal, allegedly. And so you need to find certain things that will help remove the heavy metals. Because I'm also hearing that these things, the phone, when they hit that This all conspiracy. I don't know. This again, it's all alleged, right? And I like a good conspiracy every now and then, but you got to be mindful when treading down those rabbit holes, because they can get dark and you fall through it to get back out to where you landed out in the beginning. And it can skew your mind or your sight from, you know, all I can say is, you know, as long as you're in this plane, this physical plane, you're going to be subjected to whatever. You know, we can detox and remove certain things out of our bodies, out of our households, out of our lives, people, places, and things, right? I stress that when I do my readings. But as long as we're in this, it's hard unless you really want to check out. We're at a, you know, an all-time high. I don't want to throw the word out there like that, but there's definitely some swords that need to be sharpened right now. And your mind, like I said, is the sharpest tool there is, because it's the intent. You can have a weapon on you all you want. What is your intention? What do you plan to do? Right. When you go to court and you got to do jury duty, a grand jury, and you got to judge or not judge, but see the not even the motive, it's the intent. They say, what's the intent that this person walked out? Oh, they intended to do something then, because they carried something with them. Now, we don't know if that person's carrying it for protection for them because they've been victimized. Same thing with the crystals. What is your intent? You're carrying it around. It's not. It's a tool. It's not a toy. Yeah, they look like rocks, but they carry frequencies in them and vibrations in them that when you have them on you and you are in and you send out your intention with using these tools, then yeah, they're powerful. But your mind is the sharpest tool in the shed. Your mind, as long as you got that sharp. So reading more, right? Kind of detoxing from social media. Sometimes I'll go into other people's platforms and I talk and I go in and we you know, I chop it up and stuff like that. But sometimes I gotta then come out and detox. And that's why I don't go on my own platform so much. Because it becomes it's saturated, overindulgence. Now I'm pacifying and feeding into my own wants and stuff and not really taking care of my need. And my need is to power down. I'm a machine. We're machines. Greater than these tools that they have out here. We created this. How they gonna tell us that we're gonna be obsolete? How, Sway? They need us still. They need us. They can use the fear tactics all they want. They can use robotic dogs all they want. When that robotic dog needs to be plugged in, who's plugging it in? Thank you. My cat just answered that. Let me let him out. Hold on a second, guys. All right, where are we at? All right, we're at an hour. Salute. Thank you, Big Cat. Yeah, Inside Foxy's Mind. I haven't been on that side, but yeah. Again, I will be doing personal readings, right? Because I'm going to be back in that swing of things. Come after October 10th, so 10/10/2023. Look at those numbers. Ain't that some nice spiritual numbers there? You got 1, 1, and 7. That's my numbers. I got it tattooed. Like, come on, don't play with me when it comes to these numbers, man. Listen, if I could get the lotto, I might play some numbers next year when it's my year. I might. But listen, don't play with us. Luana's in the building. Salute, salute, sis. Peace and love to you too. Thank you. We're chopping it up. It's an impromptu check-in. I usually do my midweek check-ins and I do the cards, but I'm showing my own cards today. How about that? There goes a flex. There goes a flex. I created my own card. All right. These are affirmation cards when you're going through some things. But this morning dove kept coming to me for the past, I want to say 6 months. And on the day that my dad transitioned, it was cooing. Not this particular bird, but it is a mourning dove. It looks just like a it's not a white dove, it's this color, like a grayish color. And the damn thing cooed and cooed and cooed outside my daughter's window. And when we finally got word that he did transition, the bird stopped cooing. I knew then and there that his mom had reached for him, got him, and brought him to where he needed to be. And all I could do was sit here in my tears and praise God and say, thank you. Thank you for your mercy. Listen, there was church in here that day that my dad transitioned. I was clapping and rejoicing in shell shock, but I was at peace that he's at peace. And his mom came to get him. So, if you're not familiar with this page, that's where I go with it. Archangel Metatron is my people's. That's why I put him on. I've seen him. Show. This is not for the faint of heart. Ant Dog's in the building. So listen. Here come Wally. He's like, listen, he's all pookied out on me. I got you, Willie. Ant Dog, salute, peace and love, my brother. Thank you. So yeah, man. Very impromptu midweek check-in. I usually would do the cards, but I was led to talk about checking in with yourself. More importantly, what's going on with you? There's been some deaths in the families. We need to check in. Roll call. Are you good? What's your level of good? Do we need to worry? Are you 8, 9? Or are you like a 5, 4? Today I'm like a 5, 6. It's a better day than yesterday. That's what we need to do. We need to have that high vibrational shit. Let us know where you're at on your scales. When you go to the doctor's office, don't they tell you what scale are you on in pain? Are you happy, sad, happy face, or the sad face? Are your levels from 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest? That's what you do. Check in with your peoples. Check in with your strong ones. What level are you at today? And you know how to tread lightly. Don't push that person too much. Keep it peaceful. Even in your own house. Because Lord only knows there's a lot of emotions going on. We got water sign. We got earth sign. The world wants to go this way. The earth is like, no. But we're flowing because water can flow through earth, right? So we flow with each other, but we still give each other that. All right, they stomping their feet today. They're sucking their teeth today. Or they woke up and they didn't say good morning in a jovial way. There's something going on. It could be your husband, your wife. If she gets up and she's like, it's something you already know. that's how we start our morning, as soon as we get up. Morning. How are you? Did you sleep well? No, yeah, me neither. Rough night. And people will understand when we have those kind of conversations. Fuck all. I see y'all got me all passionate. I gotta go when the F-bombs start going. I got to go. I'm saying though, that's how we gotta talk to each other. You don't want to talk with that one because you don't know what's going on. Text them. How, just checking in. That's how I do. I know that this person's going through something, but I'll text them. I don't necessarily pick up the phone because I'm not really a phone person. Because my time is precious. Hit me up. Text me, you good? You could talk, or you don't feel like talking right now? Okay. Just checking in, just seeing how you're feeling. The smallest thing goes a long way. You don't know who you're impacting. You don't know how now they can go through their day like somebody really checked in on me. It's not you calling, oh, girl, let me tell you what this bro did. And you're talking to your homies like, oh, this one, da-da-da. It's not gossipy. We need to talk to each other on some real love vibration. Even on social media, the people that I'm not physically friends with, but I've known them for some years now. It's the same thing because I rock with them. So I'm like, hey, or a little funny meme or something like that, or a musical, something that makes that person feel like I've been thought about today. And even if that's the only thought that they got from somebody, they got it. Because you don't know when's your last, when your number gets punched. You really need to walk around here like every day is that day. And not on some fearful, oh my God, I'm going to die. No, like, what did I do today? Just within myself or in my circumference that I did to make a difference and a help in that day. That's it. Nothing big. You don't got to send out flowers and, oh, I'm thinking about you, babe. I mean, that's cute. But the smallest thing, trust me, goes the longest. You called your husband at work. Did you have lunch yet? Or it's not your husband, it's your little boo thing. Did you eat yet today? What? That'll twist his head like, not yet. Maybe. That's my love language. That's how we talk in my house. You eat yet? Did you have breakfast? You don't know how many people don't get asked that, and they think you just having like small conversations. No. That's how we talk. Not so much about how's your day, but it's like, are you okay? Because shit happens moment to moment. So check in. I mean, I know, my Lotus, we're going through some things, and our messages, it's still on some, you good? You're right. Yes, this is what's going on. Da 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 da. Or no, I'm not. It's just got me spinning around in circles. But I'm okay today. For right now. I don't know what's going to happen at 5:00 Eastern Standard Time. Check back then. I'm going to try to be high vibrational today. But yeah, man. That's the love language. We need to start doing that to our loved ones. Just to start with the smallest thing. You can't really do it with everybody, and you shouldn't. I mean, I'm being choosy with my energy. Like I said, I'm not out here trying to do the Captain Saber whole thing. No. It's too much for me. I'm not Superman or Superwoman or Wonder Woman. Just in my own circle. I can't go out there and save the world. That's too much for me. I fail every time. Me, myself, trying to... Do it small strides, make it just as big of a wave. Where we're checking in with ourselves. We need to be that friend that we're looking for, or that lover that we're looking for ourselves. That's why henceforth I created this deck, because I need to take that advice. So I'm listening to myself like, what should I be doing? Oh, you know what? Sit there with yourself in all your funkiness and let it marinate. Do your breath work. Self-care, whatever that looks like, whether it's sitting there in your bed all day long and vegging out on YouTube or Netflix, then that's it. Or it's doing yoga, it's doing exercises, you're doing calisthenics, you're running, you're swimming, whatever that looks like for self-care. Or it's not eating beef today, we're going to go meatless on Mondays. We need to start doing that. Those are the things that we need to be doing. So I needed to be that friend for me. And figure out, okay, well, you can't talk to this one all the time about you grieving and you're going through it. So put it on paper. Your mind is the sharpest tool. And you can create something out of something so sad and devastating, whether it be a little tarot deck, whether it be a shop, whether it be your own clothing line. Make that shit alchemist to it. Hold on, let me charge up my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, be the alchemist here. That's all. That's all I'm trying to say. Though it says, yes, we did, right? This year. And the year's not even over. And we can't be superwoman. And women, we have, some of us take on that role. Some of us are the caregivers for a lot of people in our house. Think about the big mama prototypes. Some of us are now become the big mamas because they've transitioned. So now you're the matriarch of the family, and you might be a young mama. And it's like, shit, I gotta hold it together for everybody. That's why I'm like, I can't be out there helping everybody else when I got my own stuff going on. Can't take on more than you can handle. But we have to have this self-preservation, moms, because, for better or lack of words, we get dumped on. I mean, and not maliciously in intent, but it's like, mom will take care of it. Mom will solve it. Mom will get it for me. And if that's all the child has in their house, it's a lot. This is no slight to my men folk who are taking care of their children as well. But, and unless you are a single father that has their mother is not around, whether she's deceased or she's living, but she doesn't want any parts to do with the children, and you are a sole parent, then you understand. And I understand you. But mothers, traditionally, fathers could always make moves. The mom's there to garner the children, to nurture them, to take care of them. And it's like, what happens with mom when stuff happens with her? Like, the children are looking for mom. So, it gets to be a little bit much. So that's why I'm like, check on them, check on your mom. Damn it, she brought you into this world. And if she's not here, let her know you love her. And you thank her for bringing you into this world, into this existence, for all that she could do with it. Because we're not going to go we're not having the next generation of, my parents weren't there and they didn't do this, the brokenness. No, we got to fix that part. And again, find something that's going to help you challenge Okay, well, dad wasn't there, mom wasn't there. What is it that I would have wanted? How can I alchemist this? How can I flip it to a positive, right? How can I do that? So, yeah, man, it's not easy. Some real psychiatry, psychological stuff going on, and it's not easy, especially, and then you have outside interferences. But we got to do it. This is a must, because we can't sit here on some high vibrational love and light, and then you talking about piss off to the next person. You ready to go do harm because this person did what? Like, and if they did something that's so catastrophically, you got to do something. Then, okay, my hands are up. All bets are off. But if it's some real low level shit, we're not doing all that. I'm not entertaining that. If they had a bad day, all right, you know what, sir, ma'am, I'll talk to you later. Good day. Because you're not interfering with my frequency. I'm already fucked up. You're not interfering with my frequency. So we're being mindful about what we're eating, right? Yes. We're being mindful about what we're watching and listening to. Yes. It's okay to watch the BS every now and then, but know when to unplug like Neo and get out of that matrix, because you're in your own matrix, right? And you're still operating as a sovereign in that matrix and in their matrix. And take it step by step. All right. Oh, has in the building. Salute 22. All right, y'all. So I think that's it. I cannot pound the pavement anymore. Yeah, we don't have options. If we want to give up, they were like, give us your kids then, right? When do you really see a mom relinquish her rights over to her children? Rarely. Got to be something devastating. But I'm gonna say salute to everybody that came through again. Salute to everybody that will be catching this on the replay. I appreciate you. Thank you. Again, reminder that I will be starting my personal readings 10 after 10:10, so you can book on my website. If you hit the link in the description, it will take you straight into the website. I think you can book, if you're that gully, you can book now, but it will be after the 10:10. I'm not doing any readings right now per se, because just trying to get my head right, get my mind, body, and soul right. But sometimes the doctor has to consider emergencies, and so we'll talk behind the scenes. But for the most part, yeah, the live, not the live, the website is up on the link. Click in, and then also these bereavement decks will be going out on the website as well, so you'll be able to purchase these there. Roughly about $12. Nothing big, nothing crazy. This is still kind of like my rough draft, if you want to call it that. I don't really see anything that I want to change. Sometimes you have to just go with your gut instinct, go with what it is. And you know what? There's room for error. I think if we get too caught up in the details and we're just trying to do something organically, it to me is like, so this shit was all organic, right? If I start going in my Virgo bag, this will get all scrapped and be like, oh, let's do it this way. And it's me, myself, and I. Although I appreciate, my little ones, I appreciate constructive criticism. But at the same time, it is right, prototype. What is Little Wayne's birthday? What is he? Oh, he's a Libra. I was listening to here goes Big Cat. All right, we're out. I was listening to Little Wayne. He has a song with Kelly Rowland, Motivation. I'm telling you, I was in my lovey-dovey bag for like the past 2 days. I don't know why. Maybe I need to shower myself in love. All right? Because when I start hearing love songs, it's just like a reflection of happy times, lovey times. You was feeling yourself. You was in that mood, and I'm like, that song was doing something. Kelly and Lil Wayne, and he was saying some fly stuff in that song. I'm like, okay, let me it's a sexual song. It's not a love song. Let's just say that much. But and I understand because Libras are like that. Where's Maybach? Speaking of which, not throwing him under the bus, but I know how Libras do. Yep. Also, our brother Rich's birthday, our Lotus's birthday is coming up. So yeah, we're gonna do some honoring come Scorpio season. I'm not trying to, y'all know how I feel about the Libras too, right? They like Pisces and then Libra right here. I'm cool with everybody else. Pisces and Libra are like, bam. Like y'all too, those two signs, man. What they do to me. And I seem I can't get away from Pisces even if I wanted to. Because even online now that I'm meeting people and it's like, oh, explains it. And I can't help it, but that's what happens when you grow up with Zodiac in your life. Okay, Wheezy baby. You know what I'm talking about, big cat. Motivation is the jam. Listen, Jesus, never mind, big cat. We're not talking about that stuff. Cut it out. It's only the afternoon. Like, what are we going on about? But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's really it. I don't know if you want to chop it up about something. I didn't put the StreamYard in because I wasn't doing a open panel kind of thing. Just wanted to get this message out, spiritually in tune. And I know I didn't do a Mindful Monday. We had, I think it was a Jewish holiday, Yom Kippur here. So the kids were out of school. And I haven't done any of the shorts. I will do that today. I will post up a card today on Instagram and on YouTube so we can get, some kind of spiritual message, spiritual guidance, if you will. And I think that's pretty much it. Any other notifications or anything else that I'm missing? My Lotus? I don't think so. Unless you have some things you want to, mention to us that we need to be on the lookout for. So my moderator extraordinaire is Lotus and Big Cat. Big Cat, you've been MIA. Listen. All good. And you guys are the greatest. Everybody that's been here supporting me for the past 2 years, just holding it down and listening with their inner ears and their hearts, in their heart space and in their soul, and just riding this journey with me on some, oh shit, she's good, like, oh shit, she's on point with that reading. And that's why I needed to take a little break with my dad, because I was like, I don't want that space of him interfering. But I've been doing it. So, baby steps, and I've been not personal readings per se, but just coming on and doing those. And everything is a small stride. We shouldn't force ourselves to move any faster than we can. And especially in grief. Grief has that's in one of these cards here too. Grief has no time expiration date. It just gets a little easier as the years pass by, but it doesn't, I'm saying, especially with their birthdays or the anniversary of their death. Or holidays, if people, used to have holidays with their people. But yeah, I can't find it here, but it says, yeah, pray for your loved ones. They're going through a new journey and could use your help. So, sometimes we'll selfishly be like, oh, I miss you, but, can you help me out? And it's like, they got another journey that they got to go on too. And some of them could be scared. Some of them could be caught in a purgatory. Some of them are stuck because their life was cut short, so they don't know, what's going on. And then they see you like going through something. Trust me, they see you. Trust me. If you don't trust me on anything else, trust me that they see you. And that you shouldn't be lighting candles for them just yet, because they have to transition. They're going through stages of life on the other side. So we need to elevate them. That's why I was sitting here clapping my hands when my dad passed and praising God. Like, thank you. Thanking his mother for ushering him. And holding vigil that he's going to get to where he needs to be, his final destination. Because they go through different channels too. They do. And we have to be mindful for them. And, just keep them in your thoughts and your heart and your prayers. But ask for God to, help them out, even though they're not in the physical. Says here, take time to think things through before committing to any decisions. That could be at a job, leaving a job. That's a grief. What if you have to, what if, case in point, like I said here, some of the teachers that didn't take the Jabberwocky, now their job is, they can't come back to work. They're protesting outside right now. It was crazy. Side note, I want to get off, but I can't. Side note, it's crazy that the Actors Guild, right, the screenwriters, got their whatever thing taken care of. Listen, I need a new movie like I need a hole in my head. But we need teachers out here. And you mean to tell me that these teachers have been on hold for what? A year? The Actors Screen Guild people were on strike for what? A couple of months? That's not making sense. That's not making sense. Or for them to show you what? Another Captain Marvel America or another slave movie? What do we need those for? So we can be in La La Land again? Put us to sleep? Put us in fantasy land? But you got teachers out here and other city workers that are on strike right now. They're not even on strike. They can't go back to work because they didn't do the Jabberwocky. Come on, man. Yeah. A lot of energy is manipulated. That's right. So you got to protect your energy because they know how to harvest energy. There's no coincidence of an energy vampire. You need to stay away from them too. Because all that light that you're giving them, all that love that you give people, they want it more. So they'll be like a moth to a flame around you because you're giving all this energy, you're giving all this love to people. But them mofos is damaged. You can't just be giving out your love. Listen, you have to treat yourself like a virgin. You hear what I'm saying? You don't give out your goodies to just any old body. It's got to be worth it moving forward. Whether it's physically or spiritually. You just don't give out your goodies. Yes, you can be nice to people, right? But don't be over the top. They'll know. Vampires know who to suck on. They do. And they know the targets. This is why I walk around with all this stuff. This is why. This is why. Because they're like, ooh, sweet. Like, not today. So treat your body like it's golden. And that you just can't give it all out to just any old body. Some of these people hide behind the faces, the smiles. You got to use your discernment on them. Doesn't mean you got to treat them funky, but when they cross the line, then you know what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? more news. All right, y'all. No, I like DC. I like Marvel. But I haven't watched any of those movies. I'm still on Superman. I think that's what triggered me with my dad the other day, because we did take me to see, like, y'all are young in here. Some of y'all are young. But when Superman movie came out, in the first one, 1978, and then the second one in 81, listen, we got dressed and went to the movie theaters to see that. We didn't have streaming, right? So to see Superman on full screen, because it wasn't a Superman cartoon. There wasn't any Superman comic. I mean, there was comics, but there wasn't any like TV shows or anything like that. So that Superman movie was a big, like Star Wars. It was a big thing. Lines on lines to get into the movie theater. So yeah, and my dad took me to see the first Batman movie, 1989, or was it 87? But yeah, we went to see that too. And can you imagine these little kids sitting in, and at that time they were like almost 3 hours. So yeah, that was a thing. Now, we can stream stuff. We're not really going to theaters like that. But what I'm saying is, it's a distraction. Sometimes it's a good distraction. You can unplug and watch it. Everything is in moderation, right? And take it take it like a grain of salt. And not get too caught up in that matrix, because I'm like, like I said, yeah, those movies are great, and it sets off our endorphins and it makes us feel good. But the comparison to letting these people within a couple of months striking, because they're worried about AI taking their job, to teachers and city workers not going back to work because it's something that they felt right in their being to not do. Now they're on hold. Now they don't have a job. So I'm saying, like, that part, we got to make it make sense. Yeah. Remember the Star Wars lines? You remember the Star Wars lines. We didn't see, I was too young for Star Wars. I was just a baby when the first Star Wars came out. But the Superman movie, I think I was like going on 3. I remember that shit because that was in the wintertime. And I remember going, and I was with my dad, my mom, and her brother. And yeah, I remember that. Like, my memory is kind of sharp to remember that far back. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, my dad was there, man. Like I don't got no daddy issues. Thank God. I got Pisces issues, which is what he is, but I don't have those. Like, he was very present in my life. And even when him and my mom got a divorce, we had our little issues and stuff like that, and that got resolved because I had to be the bigger person. And my mom and him, that's not my problem. Their relationship is not my problem. But I was carrying that weight with me because if they made it, especially my father, made it my problem. Oh, you're siding with the enemy. Dad, that's my mom. What am I going to do? I mean, listen, this is why I need to go for counseling. But yeah, he was there, present. And thank goodness I had that in my life. Thank goodness, because there are children that don't have that. And it's a lot when that one parent has to be there as a 2-parent household one parent being there present that way. It's too much. It's too much. we need both parents in the house. We do. Or a parent figure. It doesn't have to be, relationship wise, but there needs, even if the parent is outside of the home, you have to work out your issues so that the child doesn't get subjected to the shit that they're going on with outside. They're dealing with worse outside than they are at home. And maybe they are dealing with a lot of stuff going on at home. But a lot of the shit that we go through is because we're in our ego. Oh, it's me. It's about me. But you did this to me. What the fuck did you do in a relationship that caused the shit to go sour in the first place? Like, we gotta take accountability. It's not just one-sided. It's not what she did only. It's not what he did only. What the hell did you do to make the shit go south? Because I know you're not perfect. No, you're not perfect. Thank you. Luke, I am your father. Spaceballs. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap this up. Everybody, again, thank you for being here. I know it was an impromptu, and I appreciate you all. I saw Lawana in the building. I saw a few people that are newbies to the channel, and I thank you guys so much for that. The channel is growing steadily, and I'm glad. I think we've topped over the 400 mark. So, got it. But I know I got to put my work in too, and sometimes I'm just like, bump social media. Like, I want to be the observer and not the participant sometimes. So I'll just sit back and just watch it. Sometimes I am the participant. But today I said, let me get in here and let me chop it up real quick and talk some things out. Thank you. Yes. And definitely hit that notification bell, guys, so you are reminded. I know, even though this is the last minute, but if you don't hit, and I don't come on all the time, so your ping from me is going to be like maybe once a week or maybe every other 2 weeks or something like that. I don't go on like everybody. Like, I don't go on every day. So if you can just put the little notification on, make sure to like, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Again, last call in regards to the personal readings. They are going to be happening after October 10th. That's 10/10/2023. And after that, I will be doing that. It's going to be a limited time, guys. I did have to make that decision last week that I was only going to do it until December. So until like 12/12. I know y'all going to hate me. I know Pink Sugar's going to be like, this beautiful woman. But I'm saying, I'm like, I don't want to. I wanted to just kind of like do a little micro, short time, and then like close it down and then start something up again for the next year, and kind of like do a clean slate anew. Because I was doing personal readings and I think I had stopped. I don't know. I think I stopped like back in March or something like that. It's like I was dealing with my dad and like going back and forth with the hospital and things of that nature. So yeah, it's going to be a limited time. It'll only be until December. So, schedule your readings then, and we will do it. Thank you. Yes, make sure, there we go, Big Cat. Make sure to drink your water, eat your fruit, health as well. Take care of yourself, especially drink like I do. Yes, and work out every day, big and small. Absolutely. I got to tell you that Florida water, side note, oh my God, it was so rejuvenating. I went into the beach, like, swam like a mermaid, and I was just sopping up all the sand and salt. It just exfoliated and healed my body. I felt so good. I'm like, so my mom's like, so you thinking about? I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to live down there, but I'll come visit you more. I don't know. I like New York. I like the leaves. Fall is my favorite season, so I like that chilliness and pumpkin spice coffee and things of that nature. Like, I like that ambiance. I don't like the cold, but I don't know. I don't think I could do the sun all day either. Like, I can't have an extreme. I'm a very kind of like balanced person. Like, I like to have things just right. I don't like too much of one thing or the other. It gets too much for me. So I don't know. But it's definitely swimming. I love swimming. I've been swimming since I was a little kid. And I went in there. I went into the pool. I was like, on some Michael Phelps swimming. I was getting smacked by the waves. Man, it was beautiful. Yeah, see, and I don't like that. Yeah, it is great for your hair. My hair, my whole face. I got tan. Well, it's going away now, but I mean, man. Listen, Wally, shut up. Yeah, it's boot season right now. You know what I'm saying? Get your Timbs on. Get those Ugg boots on. Like that type of weather. Hoodie season. Sweatpants. Gray sweatpants. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, man. I like that kind of weather. But who knows? She's trying to convince me, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know in that particular area because I was in West Palms, and it's okay. It was, it's cool. I think I'm bougie. I'm like, Florida's so beneath me, but like it's cool to like maybe have like a summer home. You know what I mean? Like go in the wintertime and go down there, and then come back up. But in New York City, the heat is disgusting. Like I couldn't breathe. Like when I came back from Florida, like honestly, my sinuses got stuffed up again. My skin started to peel. I was like, ew, it's nasty here. But another way to find out what's good for you, and we're like according to your chart, your astrological chart. I know I want to leave out of here, but I love you guys and you love me, right? Because that's why I keep talking. It's called astrocartography. Astrocartography. If you know what your chart is, your zodiac chart, it places you like throughout the world. I got a lot. My like it goes according to your sun sign. Like if you want to be in a place where you're like well received and seen and loved and vibrational, you look for your sun sign. If you want to go more for like love, you look for your Venus or your moon sign, the emotions. If you need to have a karmic moment where you gotta like get right with yourself, and some people don't want to do that, but you can go and it will place you in different parts of the world. So of course the places that I want to be, all my signs make a cross and hit like, what is it, Norway, in the freaking cold, guys. I was so tight. I'm like, and I think it was none of my sun signs hit anywhere in the United States. Everything hit overseas. I was like, that's cute. Like Africa, India, a lot of Indian, and I like Indian culture, but a lot over there. And then I think my moon sign, or is it my Venus, pegged me some places in Philadelphia, 3 spots in Florida, not too far from my mom, which was crazy. And I'm like, these are places to live that you would resonate more with. And then it shows you like places, that's going to be karmic for you. You need to stay out of those areas. Same thing with numerology. If you get if you add up your whole birth date, or your whole birth year and the day that you were born, the month that you were born, it lets you know what life path you are. And in that, you can find out which places work best for you and places that you should avoid, places that you can vacation. So I find it very interesting of these things. And yeah, I think Fort Lauderdale shows up according to my numerology, but New York shows up as well. So I'm like, that makes sense. I might be here. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Yes. Astrocartography. I wish I can, or maybe I can pin it. But I'll spell it for those who don't. Like, can I pin your message? I think I can. But yeah, it's very interesting, guys. And I was doing that last week because I needed to see if Florida's in my cards, in my charts. And coincidentally, it is not just certain parts, more on the coast of the east coast of Florida, which makes sense. yes, you can look up places that are good for you for love. Like if you're looking for love, that's the astrocartography. Places like for business, for work, and stuff like that. You can look into um, your numerology and your life paths and things of that nature, and it makes sense. I'm coming along with these things as well. I'm learning. As I'm learning, I'm sharing because I find it very interesting, and it would make sense why certain places, like, you ever wonder why certain places jive with you more than other places, and then you go somewhere and the vibe is a little off, and that could be all because of your astrological, your natal chart, right? Like maybe your rising vibrates with like Georgia, but which would be the sign that was going over the horizon when you were born, right? But your sun sign, so if you're like a Libra, but like Phoenix works best for you. And so you want to pick up whichever of those particular, because it's really your moon you should look into, your rising, your sun, and your Venus. Venus is also about money. It's not only just about love. Venus also has to deal with money, how to get it, um, how to save it, I think. And then the Saturn, like the bigger planets, have to do more with like karmic energy. Um, if you need to get away from some things, some people, you go into this environment, it's going to give you the life lessons that you need, and you may not need to stay there that long. And numerology kind of works that same way as well. Um, I like both. I would take both because you are born on that specific time. If you know what time you were born, then it narrows down the specific places in the world that, and of course, like I wanted to be in Jamaica, that all misses. It puts me in Cuba, which is one of my ancestral places, but I'm like, it puts me in South America, um, which I want to go to. I want to go to Peru. Um, but you can go, it doesn't necessarily where you can choose where you want to live or places that you can vacation. And the places that I saw vacation was in South America, was Peru, and it was some spot in Jamaica. But I was like, damn, but I want to live there. It's like, you come and visit. It's like, damn it. So yeah, and then it took me all across the other side of the world, and I was just like, India, like what's going on over here? Yeah, it was very weird. But yeah, if you know the time that you were born, you can plug that into the chart, into the astrocartography. Yeah, if you right, Lotus, that part. We got to do some shadow work, especially if people want to. But I think that's very key. I think that's very key that we sit with ourselves before we go diving in with somebody else. Get to know yourself. That's what I'm telling y'all. Like this astrology cartography and the numerology. Once you start getting to know yourself, you know who you're going to attract in that respect. You know who's going to work well with you, and whether it be business partner, financially, or you could be in a romantic business partnership. But yeah, it definitely is very good to know these things, and it makes sense, like with certain people that I've had encounters with, and then I saw their life path number, not just their zodiac, but their life path, and I was like, makes sense why things don't work out with us, because you're this and I'm that, and those numbers don't match up. So like for me, my full life path, you can even do your name. You could do your whole name, the name that you were given on your birth certificate. But women, if you marry and you change your last name to your husband, you can use that name because that's the name that you've been using more so than your birth name. And that gives you another set of numbers. Listen, I was like, okay, I'm a life path 4 and a 1. Because 19 breaks down to 10, that breaks down to 1. That's independent. That's, leader of the pack. right? And the 4 is also an independent number. It combines with 2, but the 4 is about building. So that's going to be like this standalone kind of number. They can work within groups, and they can work by themselves. They may have a more harder time working by themselves, which is like I am my own worst enemy, because I'm like, okay, I want to do things, but then I'm like, I need help, but I don't need help. I got this. A lot of Leo energy I have in me too. And Leos are stubborn. So, that's a fixed sign. That's a whole nother energy. But yeah, man. All right, y'all. I love you guys all so very much. Thank you for signing out. We made it almost to 2 minutes. 2 hours, and I think that's good. We're golden. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.